Welcome to the Vault Excel. Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope you all have had a blessed, safe weekend. Please be aware of your surroundings when you are out and about and also in your home. Mind the children. The news I'm about to bring to you is possibly the worst news of a missing African-American female. And no matter whose body it is that has been recovered from the Mississippi River, it's a human being. Whether it is that of Miss Tamia Taylor or somebody else. I'm going to bring you two audios. The first is of a neighbor speaking about her and an alleged altercation that took place at a party before she went missing. And I'm also going to bring an update to a body being recovered from the Mississippi River. I want to thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Make this content go viral. Hit the like button. And also, if you'd like to donate to this network, $BigAngie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are welcome during the live stream. Prayers to Tamia's family. Whether this is her remains found or not. And prayers, if it isn't, to whomever it is and their family. And then we have to ask ourselves, if it is Tamia, how did it come to be that she was found in the river? And how did she get there? Was it from the riverboat cruise or afterwards? We'll chop all that up during this live stream. WREG News 3 is the source.
Still don't know what happened to a Haywood County mother of two. Tamia Taylor seemingly vanished into thin air. Taylor was last seen September 10th boarding a Memphis riverboat to celebrate her 21st birthday with coworkers. But when that boat docked, Taylor was gone. WRG's Mike Sirianni went to Taylor's home in Brownsville today and found neighbors also searching for answers.
Come home. We're waiting for you. Come home. Big celebration when you get here.
Damon Lee is thinking positive, certain his neighbor Tamia Taylor will come home safe and sound. However, his uncle Ira Lee believes there's foul play behind her disappearance.
And I hope that she turn up. And I hope the guilty party as well, tell the truth about the situation.
I'm told Taylor and her two children moved on the Hill, as it's called in Brownsville, about a year and a half ago from Covington.
And the last time I seen her, she was sitting at this table here, eating chicken.
Ira Lee says Taylor was in good spirits Saturday, September 10th, after a pre-birthday party Friday night at her apartment. Damon Lee says he attended Taylor's party late Friday, made up of friends, family, and co-workers, but was told by neighbors there had been a disturbance earlier.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I know she told me Saturday morning when she texted me because she told me to come outside that she was upset.
He says Taylor came over and visited later, excited about her 21st birthday celebration on the river in Memphis with co-workers and friends. Taylor reportedly texted her mom twice Saturday night, once while on the river. But when the party boat docked, only Taylor's phone was found near a bathroom on the boat, with no sign of Taylor. Brownsville's police chief says he's unaware of any disturbance at Taylor's party and was contacted Monday by MPD to do a welfare check.
Yes, and that's what I'm doing now. Just kind of ride through, just keep an eye on things, just make sure everything's in place. And, hopefully we might drive through here and see us sitting out.
In Brownsville, Mike Sirianni, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, Memphis police are asking anyone with cell phone video from that riverboat cruise that might have taken pictures of Taylor to contact them as soon as possible.
Memphis 3 is the source. So we have a neighbor speaking, an uncle speaking of the neighbor, wishing her a safe return home, an alleged altercation that the sheriff knows nothing about, and that's to be expected because people do not always call the police because people are bickering and arguing. So let's ask the obvious question. What happened at the party, after the party, during the party? Who had words with whom? Does it have anything to do with the disappearance of Miss Taylor? Or it's just some people had a disagreement? Obviously, whatever happened bothered her because she spoke with this gentleman who's speaking in this commentary about it. So what did she say to him exactly? Who did she reference or mention? Did she fear for her safety? She's new to this area. We have to ask also, why did she move to this area? Better job opportunity, needed a place to live. What was her situation at the time? You hear that coworkers and friends and family were here. So who had the altercation? What I find interesting about this commentary is that the sheriff shows up on a Monday. And we're about to go into another Monday, which will be tomorrow. So I'm assuming this was a week ago. Why would you be going to her house for a welfare check when she's been missing 2 weeks? I'm confused. Maybe somebody in the chat can help me understand. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Sheriff, why would you be going to her house when allegedly she's not home? No one has reported seeing her alive, walking around, sitting at the house, going in and out of the house, peeping out of the window. So you're going by there to see what exactly? Check on the house, make sure nobody's breaking and entering. That's what I think I'd be most concerned with, is checking out the house to see if anybody's coming or going, lurking about. Number one. Number two, have you gotten any information that she was seen alive, coming in or out of the domain, or visibly seen somewhere in the 50 states? I'm just curious. Because I would have been going to her house when the mother filed a missing persons report. That's what I would have done. And I'm assuming Memphis police would have already contacted you to say, hey, we have a missing persons report coming out of this area. We need you all to go over there and check her house out. Talk to the neighbors, so on and so forth. But this is small town USA. This was a black sheriff that got out of the SUV. And I'm just wondering if it was any urgency. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Because we're 2 weeks in. And now we have a body recovered. What, yesterday? Yesterday morning? Let's get to that update. Channel 3 News is the second source of this update. Lord have mercy. Is this the body of Tamia Taylor? And if so, how did it get in the Mississippi River? And what did I tell you all before? By now, it should have floated up. I said that days ago, did I not? And voila, a body has surfaced, if indeed it is that of Tamia Taylor. Thank you for joining me.
Discovery brings top brass for Memphis police across state lines to Clarendon County, Arkansas. Our camera spotted Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis on the scene where a woman's body was recovered from the Mississippi River. That is very devastating. According to the Clarendon County Sheriff's Office, the body was found just after 1 Saturday afternoon near an industrial area in West Memphis, just south of President's Island. The body was sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab for identification and to determine how the person died. The finding coming nearly 2 weeks after missing mother, 21-year-old Tamia Taylor, was last seen on a riverboat booze cruise. Memphis police did decline to talk on the scene, but the department later released a statement saying they are assisting Clarendon County with this investigation. Taylor, a young mother, traveled with 3 co-workers from the Jackson, Tennessee area to celebrate her birthday in Memphis. Her friends told police they last saw her going to the bathroom. As investigators remain tight-lipped, many are wondering if the body could be Taylor, as her whereabouts remain unknown. That is pretty sad. I hope her family gets justice.
It's sad. Hopefully they'll find out what actually happened, so that we can all know. They can tell the public what actually happened, because we've all been speculating.
In Clarendon County, Bria Jones, WREG News, Channel 3.
That is the latest update uploaded 14 hours ago. Feel free to verify the said information via the YouTube queue and my community page. Let me go in and read the article to see if there's anything extra that was not relayed in this commentary. Thank you for joining me. Recap of the said information. A female body was recovered from the Mississippi River on the Arkansas side of the I-40 bridge Saturday afternoon, According to Crittenden County Sheriff's Office, the body was recovered south of West Memphis, from President's Island around 1 p.m. The woman has not been identified at this time. The body was sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab for identification and cause of death. The Crittenden County Sheriff's Office will be the investigating agency with help from the Memphis Police Department. WREG spotted Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis on the scene. The discovery comes nearly 2 weeks after the disappearance of 21-year-old Tamia Taylor, who was last seen on a Memphis riverboat. Taylor, a young mother, traveled with 3 co-workers from the Jackson, Tennessee area to celebrate her birthday in Memphis. Her friends told police they last saw her going to the bathroom. Many are wondering if the body could be Taylor, as her whereabouts remain unknown. It's sad, said Jerome Jackson, who was visiting downtown Memphis. Hopefully they'll find out what actually happened so we can all know and they can tell the public what actually happened, because we've all been speculating. News 3 is the source. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault XL. And there you have it. Hello, Margaret, Happy Hippie, Sam, Lolo, and the viewing audience. You see, some will speculate, as he said here, the worst when a person goes missing. He's deceased, she's deceased, murdered. Usually is the worst case speculation. And if indeed this is the body of Miss Taylor, then this is the worst case scenario. And you're going to have to use deduction to how her body, if indeed this is Miss Taylor, let's just say it is, hypothetical, this is the body of this young lady. How in the world did her body get into the river? One would use deduction to say, well, she was on a riverboat cruise that was on top of the Mississippi River 2 weeks ago. You get information that she went with her coworkers. You also get information from the neighbor, stay woke everybody, that it was coworkers that were at the party alongside friends and family. So what happened at that party? Now Queen is going to do a little bit of instigating, which I try not to do unless I have some cause, but play along with me. Hypothetically, neighbor says friends, family, and coworkers were at the party. She's new to the neighborhood, new to the city. That means new to the job, perhaps, unless she was commuting back and forth from one locale to the next until she moved. Was there some rift between she and the coworkers? Number one, did the coworkers have something to say out of the way to the company, at the house, at the party, or to her? Did she go along on this cruise with these people thinking they were her friends, associates, liked her, favored her, but somebody had a problem with her, or something that was said or done at this party? Stay woke, because I find it awfully strange, or shall I say ironic, that the neighbors are the coworkers are at the same party at her house, and they're also the same ones she's at the riverboat with. Stay woke. How ironic. This news broadcast tells you a body was found, and also that this young lady went to the riverboat with her coworkers. And then the audio before that, the neighbor is speaking about coworkers being at the party. And some could say, oh, that ain't no big deal. Well, she could have went on a riverboat with anybody. She could have went on a riverboat with her mama, her daddy, her sister, her cousin, but she did not. Could have met up with her mama, her daddy, her sister, her cousin, but she did not. So I'm instigating. Co-workers, let me talk to you for just a second. And don't get offended, because this is now possibly a homicide, or let's just say a very nasty accident. What happened at the party? Who said what to whom? Who got offended? Who became defensive? Was there any pushing, shoving, name calling, cursing? You see where I'm going. And did it linger on into the riverboat cruise? Somebody still had a grudge, attitude, mad. Because what I find strange, if indeed this is Tamia, if indeed she fell off the boat either accidentally, yeah, right, or pushed off, there are people on the boat. So now we have to ask ourselves, how many patrons were on the boat? Was everybody so inebriated and having such a good time, they didn't hear a splash in the water? Come on with it, Queen. Because this isn't like, this is a Princess Cruise, a big, big boat with 3, 4, 5 levels to where if a person fell off, you wouldn't hear a damn thing. This is an itty bitty boat compared to a cruise ship, if you get my drift. So as someone said to me the other day, and it never dawned on me, but this is why I love talking to people about scenarios pertaining to true crime, because there's always somebody that comes up with something the Queen didn't think of. A guy said to me the other day, he said, Queen, perhaps she, and this is when I was at a birthday party. Happy birthday, Kim. Love you. He said to me across the dinner table, he said, could it be they threw her over when they were in the deep part of the Mississippi River? That's why she hasn't come afloat yet. And I said, well, I'll be damned. You might be on to something, brother. But it's still ding, 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 ding. Whether they were out 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the deep Mississippi in the dark, it still makes no sense that nobody would have heard her go over. Checkmate. And if I'm tussling with you and you're trying to preserve life, stop, get out from me, get away from me. Nobody heard that. Or you just went up to her and picked her from her feet and pushed her over. That would be obvious as well, whether she's 5 feet tall or 5'7". The boat would be tight. Come on with it, Queen, because somebody ain't hearing what I'm saying. Whether you're inebriated or not, patrons, in order to push somebody over, somebody's got to do some lifting. So whether you, as I just said, 5 feet, 5'7", 6 feet, how are you missing somebody go over? Either backwards, pushed over, you still got to be lifted up. If you're facing the water, the banister, I still got to be able to push you over the railing. Nobody saw that. Nobody heard a scuffle. Nobody saw a person fighting back. Stop playing with the Queen. This is why I said on the video, and please feel free to see the Queen's comments, there's different scenarios to how she could have gotten in the water. Either pushed over, and nobody said anything about seeing somebody push her over. She jumped over on her own, committed suicide. Somebody was up to nefarious business and followed her to the restroom, hurt her, harmed her, stored her on the boat, such as a staff member, and then discarded her later, either putting her in something and then dumping her in the river, or she exited the boat without telling those friends, because they have 2 exits. I brought you that information a week ago. And she met with foul play either on her own or left the boat with somebody and they dumped her in the water. Take your pick. Because those are a lot of boxes to choose from. But either way, if indeed it is Tamia, you have several boxes to choose how she got in that damn river. So I'm going to say it again. How are you going to push somebody over with too many people packed in. And nobody's that drunk that you couldn't see somebody push a person over. Because you're going to fight unless you are really inebriated. But you still have witnesses. Even if the person was damn near comatose and got pushed over. Make it make sense. So I will wait for confirmation of the body, who it belongs to. But I'm sure many of us are thinking it is this young lady due to the fact that she was on a riverboat. She was reported missing by her mother, and she has not been seen since. She's also the mother of small children. So if indeed this is Tamia, children now don't have a mother. What happened to Tamia Taylor? Somebody knows something. And it's going to be even more disturbing if she got pushed over. Because now you got to explain how in the hell all them black folks on this damn boat and ain't nobody seen nothing and went and said, hey, yeah, I saw this one and that one push her over. I saw this one take her to the bathroom. I saw this one acting nefarious with her in a corner. And what's even more strange is this telephone business. You see, a lot of times when the news reports a story, they're not meticulous. See, I'm meticulous when I talk. I want to make sure I say everything correctly to the best of my ability. And I'll go back in and make a correction if I misspoke on something. When you all reported the story originally, you said her friend said that she went to the bathroom and left her phone. Did you mean to say she left the phone near the bathroom or she left the phone at the table where they were sitting? Because you didn't clarify. Now the new version, if indeed this is a new version, her phone was found near the restroom. I'll let you all marinate on that. Do I hear bells ringing? We went to the bathroom and knocked, hissed, banged on the door. What did you do exactly? And who all went to the bathroom to look for Miss Taylor? Did you knock on the door? Tamia, the boat's docking. Come on, we gotta go. Come on, girl, we gotta go. Come on, girl, the boat's docking. Come on, girl, we gotta go. Or did Tamia pretend to go to the bathroom and went and talked to somebody and hid out because she's feeling some type of way about her company? I don't know. All right, Vanna, what you talking about? What happened on the boat? Is the altercation at the house have anything to do with her? The same people at the party, are these the same people she went on the boat with? Did they throw the girl over? Did something happen to her by a stranger on the boat? Somebody that was interested in her, she rebuffed them. What? Made a pass? Did somebody push her in the bathroom, assault her, hit her out? What? 2 exits off the boat. She could have exited out without anybody knowing. Got pissed off, walked out. Somebody said, hey, girl, I give you a ride. Where is her car? Where was her car parked? See, I ask all the questions because in the end, that's what's going to matter to get to the bottom of the story. You have to know everything. Who said what? Who's on first? Who had an attitude? Who got mad? Who was early? Who was late to the boat? I want to know it all. Because that's what's going to matter. And what did I always tell you about a story? True crime. Stay woke. The truth is at the beginning of the story. One of them is male, sweetheart, because he spoke out. Let's go back. to hear that person's commentary, because maybe there's something in it we are missing. We now hear from a neighbor who obviously lives in that vicinity of Miss Taylor. We heard from his uncle. They're praying for her safe return. We've heard from the sheriff who said he didn't know of anybody, any altercation the night before. And we also heard from a male who says there's rumors circulating that he and they killed the girl, blah, blah, blah. Don't you find it strange? Another male mixed into a female situation, such as Shanquella Robinson. There were men who attended that function in Mexico. Now, I don't know if these are straight men, gay men, bisexual men. Some will possibly ponder if they are even heterosexual. Why are these men traveling with these women when it's more women than men? You can judge it for yourself, because I don't want to seem biased in my commentary. But here we have a man speaking who's a co-worker. So I'm going to ask him, and don't get offended, baby, because it ain't never personal. Are you gay? Yeah, I'm going to ask, because people going to ask. You were speaking to the news, but you sure didn't show yourself. Are you gay or you heterosexual? You like hanging with women? I'm just curious. And as I said, don't get offended. Let's go into the belly of the beast, because this is indeed treacherous waters we have now ventured into. Thank you for joining me. Please take the polls on my community page. I will put a poll up pertaining to this storyline here. Wow, wow, wow. Wasn't expecting this today. Trying to find this commentary of this person speaking. One moment, everybody. Well, it should be in here somewhere. I didn't have all these stories about that crazy thing out there in Utah, so I couldn't find it. This was uploaded 10 days ago. Action 5 is the source. Let's do a little digging.
Last seen Saturday night while celebrating her 21st birthday on a Memphis riverboat cruise with 3 work friends.
Action News 5 Stephanie Douglas spoke exclusively with one of those friends. She has details.
Well, Joy, in the last 3 days, that 21-year-old Tamia Taylor has been missing. All eyes have been right here on this Memphis riverboat and the 3 work friends that were with Taylor Saturday night. Now, you can see right now, this is an active scene. I can tell you that detectives are on this Island Queen riverboat searching. But today, I spoke.
Let me stop right here, because now I'm looking at the boat specifically. Please pay attention to what I'm about to say. Please go to my community page and scroll down a little ways to find this content. Pause the picture of the boats, because they are similar. The 2 boats sitting side by side. There's a space on the boat where literally you can walk and stand. As I'm looking at the picture, you could go over real quick. You can go over real quick from the pictures I'm looking at of the boat. 1 second.
Riverboat searching, but today I spoke with Keonjay.
The side of the boat you actually could stand on. If you understand what I'm saying, you have to go look at the picture because I can't show you the picture right now. It's best you see it for yourself because you're going to have to blow it up. There's a side of the boat where you could actually stand on it, and all you have to do is step over, you'd be in the water. And that don't look good to me. So now I got to ask the ultimate question. Were people standing right there at the edge of the damn boat? Because if so, hell yeah, you could have been pushed over and maybe nobody would have known. Because you have to think about it, it's dark. Because what I'm trying to visualize, what I was visualizing in my head is not what I'm seeing now in the photographs of the damn boats. There's space on the boat on the side where you could actually stand. People could just stand and gather. And you could easily just get pushed off. And nobody would know now that I look at the pictures closely. You can't swim to shore, sweetheart, if you're in the middle of the river. Come on now. Y'all stop this. You can't swim to shore. You can't swim to shore in the deep dark. In a river is murky. And as somebody said, if they wait till you got way out during the middle of the trip, you ain't swimming back from there. It's all the same. Ocean, river, lake. You fall in, you're not expecting to fall in. And if you can't swim, you don't even know she can swim. Then you've been drinking. Your defenses are down when you drink. You panic. And it won't matter if it's dark. It won't matter if it's daylight. Panic is panic. And now looking at the way the boat is made, as I said, there's an area where you could stand. You could just step over. You're in the water. There's no railing. That side of the boat where you could actually stand. Let's finish this. This is not good.
Riverboat searching, but today I spoke with Keonjay Jenkins, one of the friends that were with her, who says he has nothing to do with Tamia Taylor's disappearance, and all he wants to do is find his friend.
It's a lot of rumors going around. It's a lot of people saying that me and two of my friends have drugged her, we killed her. It's too many rumors going around.
Keonjay Jenkins, Tamia Taylor's work friend, says he wants to share what he witnessed in the hours before Taylor's disappearance. Jenkins says earlier Saturday, Tamia drove from Brownsville to Jackson to go shopping.
7:30, that's when we all got dressed and was heading our way to Memphis. Tamia was already drinking. She had her little bottle with her and she was already taking shots. And we were smoking.
Around 9 p.m., Jenkins says they arrived, parked on Beale Street, and walked the strip. At 11:15 p.m., Jenkins says they met up with two more friends at Memphis Riverboats. While awaiting to board, he says Tamia met someone in line.
You two were talking whatever, and he was saying that, oh, so you a Virgo, she's a Virgo, so they started laughing and talking. So he gave her some money to buy her a drink so she could celebrate her birthday.
Jenkins says after the Island Queen booze cruise took off, the group of four celebrated Tamia's 21st birthday. He says at some point, Tamia walked alone to the bathroom and was gone for more than 15 minutes.
I walked down there to the first floor and I was talking to Kanisha and Shaquille, and I asked them, where's Tamia? They looked and said that she was just right here. So as soon as they did, we all split up and searched the whole boat while the boat was moving, looking for Tamia.
Jenkins says the group of friends searched the entire boat, and around 1:45 a.m., when the cruise docked, they called police and Tamia's family. After the search of the boat and the bars on Beale Street, Tamia was still nowhere to be found.
I prayed that she didn't fall off that boat.
Okay, so I'm looking at the boat. The top part is smaller. The second floor, that's where you have the walkway. If she fell from the second part where it's got the walk, let's say, still the person the first level, I believe, have windows. They would have seen her fall off. Somebody would have. I'm assuming. This is very strange because you got to look at the boat. You have to look at the boat carefully to get a general idea how she would have went over. But that second level is where I see the walk. So I have to ask myself, if she fell over off the second level, where they have the walk, which is a wider plank, I mean, wouldn't somebody on the bottom level have seen her go over? And Hippie, you have a good point. I'm stuck on the statement that she was seen alive before the boat docked. Is that even true or made up? Is there video evidence of her being alive when the boat docked? I don't know. It's bothering me. Well, here they're showing some girls, some people in a video briefly talking. So I'm trying to figure out, is this allegedly her supposed to be in this video while on the boat? She texted her mother allegedly 2 times while being on the boat or on that night. And one of the texts, she's on the boat. So that's where this is going to be the problem. Was she pushed, fell over accidentally? Nobody saw anything? Somebody hurt her on the boat, hit her? What? Somebody carried her off the boat, made it look like she was drunk? Allegedly, there are 2 exits off the boat. I don't know. But here in this commentary, you hear the friend saying, people are speculating that we did something to her, we drugged her, we were drinking, we were smoking. Well, what happened?
I did somebody snatched them, or I did some people on that boat got something to do with it.
Now, at this time, Memphis police says the 21-year-old's whereabouts are still unknown. Investigators are asking anyone who aborted the Island Queen booze cruise Saturday at 11:30 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. Sunday to contact them. Reporting live, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
Island Queen. One moment, everybody. I need to do something right quick. Hold on 1 second. Thank you very much. I'm going to upload a picture of this boat to my community page, and you will be the judge of what you think happened to Tamia Taylor. Because I'm now looking at a picture of the boat. I blew it up. Memphis, home of the blues, soul, and rock and roll. Now the boat looks a little bit bigger in this picture because from far away, it didn't look that big. But it still ain't like no cruise ship. So let's do this visually. 2 pillars at the top of the boat. At the very top, that will possibly where the captain would be to steer the boat in a little bitty box. He has a platform up there with life preservers and other little railings. Under that is the second part of it, will be the second level. That's where there are tables and chairs, fenced in, a gate. And you can also walk around that and fall your ass off the boat. Please listen to what I'm saying to you now. At the very top of the boat sits a itty bitty box where the captain would possibly sit to steer the boat. Underneath that sits tables, pillars, like little pillars to support the boat. It's gated up with chairs inside. Okay? Now, when you walk out of that gate, you can literally stand at the edge of the boat and fall off. Somebody could push you over. Where you're going to fall is going to be the issue. Are you going to be able to land in the railing underneath or the railing on that level? So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. Because I didn't even think the boat had that many levels. So this is why I want you to understand what I'm saying. This is one of the boats that has the second level. You can walk around, but you can fall your ass off too, which makes no sense to me. Because I can't see anybody having a boat made like this. I don't see any railings. The only thing that's railed in are the seats and the tables and the chairs and some chairs. But when you walk out of there, if you're allowed to, you could just walk to the edge and fall off. This is the second level of the boat. Now, go down to the third level. All that's fenced in. Then it's got 2 little short spiral staircases that go down to the first level. That's fenced in. But I know that I looked at another boat just now, and that boat looked like on the first level, second, it had a walkway that was close to the water. So I think all the boats are not made the same. Because the boats that were sitting in the background of this news video that I just played, one of those boats looked like you could just step right off and fall close to the water, not like this boat that they're showing in this Google search. So I think perhaps the boats, they're not all identical. So now we have to ask that question. Which boat was she on? This bigger style boat or a smaller boat? Which one? Because this one don't look like the ones that were docked in the back, that were shown in the background of the video where the lady was doing the news. But I will say the top part of the boat, you could walk out of the cage with that sits the tables and the chairs. You come out of that gated part, you could fall over because it's a wide plank that goes around that caged area, and you could fall over. And I don't know why they would even make it like that, because it's not fenced in, this picture here. I will post that first picture because I think they've got different boats. Let me see this Memphis riverboat here. This is the same one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth. This one too. Now, the side view of this boat here, let's say it's got some windows on the bottom level. Could somebody have pushed her in this corner, tried to sexually assault her or something, and it pushed her over? This is the part that's close to the water. This bottom level where there's a corner and some windows, and it's all the way on the, what I would consider possibly the back of the boat. I don't know if it would be considered the back of the boat, but if you get a visual of this side of the boat, let's say she was walking, somebody was trying to talk to her, she didn't hear she wanted to hear what they had to say. She easily could have went over in this corner and nobody would have known. This is on the bottom level of the same style boat. This is just a different area view of the boat, because I'm counting the levels. The top part where the captain would be, then the caged in part, which has the seats caged in, but you still could walk outside of that has a wider plank and still fall your ass over. But like I said, would you land on, let's see, 1, 2. 2 levels underneath you? Would you land inside of that fenced area or into the water? Then a part of the boat has railings, but I believe you can walk outside of that and be on a real short part of the plank that's closest to the water and fall in or jump in. You have to see the pictures and you can use your own deduction. I don't want to think that this girl would be stupid enough to walk anywhere on the part of the planks that had openings. because there are parts of this boat that have openings that aren't caged from one level up to the top. But that's where this is going to be the problem. Exactly where was she when she went missing? This is, Lord have mercy, what a mess. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh, man. So that's why I wanted to say, are all these boats made the same? Because as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them has 4 levels. So that's what I want to know. If all the boats have the same level or it's just the one boat. Because in that background, I saw more than one boat. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back in that video and look again. Because this is bothering me now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm going to put it on pause so I can focus on this picture. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is just devastating. Yes, in the background, there's one of the boats, and I believe there's another one beside it. The water looks low. Yeah, there's another boat. Okay, they're made the same, I believe. Then there's another looking thing. I don't know what that is. If it's a boat, it looks different. The first boat looks like it's missing a level. Hello, OK Lounge. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. This is where I'm just confused. Looks like I see 3 boats. See, I'm wondering if somebody stepped over. You have to get up close to the boats to see how close they are to the water, the levels of the boat. So let's say the second level. It's got, as I said, a walk. What I just said. It has a plank. Did she walk on that plank and get pushed over? And my thing is, why in the world would you be walking on it knowing you could just step over and fall off the damn boat? But then the crazy part is just like what I said. Underneath that plank sits windows. So if anybody was sitting by the window or talking, there's a possibility somebody would have seen her go over. Yeah, it's very strange. I'm going to drop the link if somebody wants to give their opinion. Hold on one second. Because I'm trying to figure this out. This has got me all discombobulated. One moment, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's absolutely sickening. You can't put your... trying to understand. And I'm sure her parents and family are beside themselves waiting to hear from the medical examiner an identification of the decedent. And then we have this mess with Shanquella and this Tubi series. And I did watch episode of that. I'm going to finish the series probably today, because I still have more content to bring you all pertaining to the Idaho 4 and this Ruby Frankie mess. Can't even talk about anything else. There's always something crazy. With that story. Yeah, I can't talk about anything. It's always the same thing. Always just madness. All right, everybody, let me get this out here to you. Oh, I'm sure they've talked to everybody. Memphis police. But now Arkansas has the case with assistance from the Memphis Police Department because the body was found on the Memphis side of the river, Mississippi River. If you'd like to give your opinion pertaining to what the neighbors have to say pertaining to the disappearance of Tamia Taylor, the update of now a body being recovered from the Mississippi water on the Arkansas side. The body has now been sent to the medical examiner in the state of Arkansas, and we will wait for identification of that said body. Is it the remains of Miss Tamia Taylor? If so, what happened that night on the boat? Did she make it on the boat? Did she make it off the boat? Did she leave on her own? Did she meet up with somebody off the boat? They said they have 2 exits off the boat. Could it be that she left the boat, wanted to be by herself, had an altercation, words, and she met foul play off the boat and got dumped in the river? Or somebody gave her a ride to her car but didn't take her to her car. See, we don't know. Also, the police asked for anybody that has any video surveillance of that night on the boat. What happened? Stranger, the associate she went on the boat with, co-workers. Because in the end, we have to ask ourselves or tell ourselves, you can't really say, well, she didn't really know them. She didn't know these people. People are hurt by people they know every damn day, and they thought they knew them. And a lot of times you get an idea that you're dealing with a damn fool, and you still deal with them anyway. Trust me, I've got 18 T-shirts to that effect. Fool with a lot of fools. You know you don't have no business fooling with them because you're not on the same playing field. Checkmate. You have nothing in common. You barely get along. The things about them you don't like. But you ride the ride. I'm guilty of it. Trust me. As I said, I got a T-shirt. Many. And there comes a point when you say to yourself, I don't want to participate. I'm not getting anything out of dealing with you. I'm not gaining anything. And this is what you have to tell yourself about the company you keep. Am I gaining something by being in his or her company? I don't give a damn who it is. It could be your mama, your daddy, your sister. Am I gaining something of substance by being in his or her company? Because everybody is guilty of being in the company of people they don't have anything in common with. You may like shopping, or you might like fine dining or going out to eat, but are you really meshing cohesively? Let me make that clear. Because there's days when you can sit back and assess the person's qualities versus your own and say, what do I really have in common with him or her? He's quiet, I'm quiet, but he has a nasty attitude sometimes. I'm more mild-mannered. You see where I'm going? Or I'm more vocal and he isn't. She isn't. We don't think or agree on certain subject matters that are important, such as family life, lifestyles, religion, politics, and that can cause a problem down the road. Spending habits, you all get my drift. The very reason why people make it to divorce court, because people change. And sometimes we go in dealing with them from the jump and see things we don't like, don't agree with, but we fool with them for our own self-gratifications. Bored, lonely, great sex. You see where I'm going. But in the end, you don't have a damn thing in common. And I've had to make my own assessments here recently. I don't want to participate anymore. I'm tired. I'm older. And I don't like using the word old because I only consider old is when you're dead. I don't care if you live to be 100 damn years old. I still consider myself young, and my mind tells me that I'm young. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But there comes a point in life when you have to say to yourself, what am I benefiting? What am I getting from this person? Am I giving them what they need? Am I good company for him or her? Sometimes you don't even think about that. Am I good company for him or her? Are they getting what they need from me? Or am I just a lump of clay? I'm something for them to do when they're bored. Because at times I feel like that. Oh, I'm only around to entertain this fool because they're fucking bored. Well, guess what? Bow out. And I specifically say this to young people because I don't want anybody young taking the path that many of us older people have taken by fooling with fools for 15, 20 years. And then you wake up one day downtrodden and beaten down spiritually. Honey, do yourself a favor. You don't have anything in common with those meth heads, pot heads, molly poppers, ecstasy poppers. Bye. You ain't down with that? Keep it moving. All they want to do is get turned up and drunk, don't know how to carry themselves, don't know how to act. Bye. They get mad when they get drunk, inebriated, show out, talk loud, snide remarks. Bye. Always got something negative to say, like to start shit with folks when they're in public. Bye. Because that's how you get yourself killed. You see, this is what I keep trying to tell black folks. Y'all got that bad. Yeah, I'm going to go there now, honey. You don't like it, turn the live off. I'm on now. You in the company of people that like to loud talk and keep shit going with folks and talk bad and gossip and get loud. That's how you get yourself 6 feet under. Because a lot of folks are not here because of the company they kept. Past tense. See, all it takes is one loud mouth in the group. And then somebody responds. Who? You talking to me? What you want? And then boop, 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 boop. Somebody laying down. Got punched, shot, cut. You better ask somebody. See, I don't want to be in a company of no loud mouth. Especially a female that's always got something to say. But what she needs to do is check herself. Maybe there's some things about you others don't like. Yeah, I'm going there now. Because I know 9 times out of 10, that's all this mess is about, that girl being in that river, if indeed this is Tamia Taylor, over some ghetto ratchet nonsense. And I can tell you as an adult at 52, I'm surrounded by it. Because this is what happens. The world we're in is infiltrated with fools. People who don't want anything for themselves. They're ratchet. They talk ratchet. They keep ratchet company. Everything's about, like I just said, getting high, using drugs, smoking, chiefing. Like that's the only thing going in the world. They can't read a book. They don't know how to do math. They don't know nothing because they're ignorant as hell. And this goes for Hispanic, white, Jews, Arab too, because I don't want nobody getting it twisted during this live stream. Then there comes a point when you have to say to yourself, I deserve better. I want better. And it's not to say that you can't go out here and be educated, have a good life, and get ran over by a car, a piano fall off the damn roof. But you can say one damn thing, and your family can say he or she was living a good life when he or she died. Checkmate. He or she was doing the right thing when he died. He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't hanging with street people. Wasn't selling drugs, wasn't using drugs. He didn't run off at the mouth. He didn't keep bad company, to his knowledge. That's what you want somebody to say about you after death. Not, I tried to tell her. I tried to tell him. I knew something bad was going to happen. You heard the mother say that. Why would you say that about your child? I didn't want her to go on that trip. Why? Why not? What was so bad about that day? Did you know something, mommy, about the company she was keeping? Is it something about your child that you had reservations? what happened. And let's go here. Could it be that you were horse playing on the boat? Because as I told you, there are areas on the level, second and first level, where you could just actually just step your ass off the damn boat. But this is where you would be a fool because you know that's an area you shouldn't be. This would be an area where you would possibly like drop the ladder into the water, take a swim off the boat. You've seen a lot of boats like that, pontoon boats, where there's the area where you can, a little bit of foot space, and you could drop a ladder and you just climb on down into the water. Queen ain't that type of chick. I ain't swimming in nothing. I'm going to take a shower. That's as good as it gets. I can't swim. I don't do boats. And after this incident here with baby girl, I most definitely ain't getting on no cruise boat. We have cruise boats here in Knoxville. You going? You want to get on a riverboat? Hell no. Hell no. Because all I need is a drunk captain. Let alone some goofy people on the boat that's drunk and stupid and want to show out. And let me tell you something. Drunk people make the worst company. And you talking about being on water too? So I got to now trust the captain. I got to trust that one of you ain't brought a gun on a boat, brought a knife on a boat, want to tear up the damn boat, want to get the fighting on the boat, and all that dead weight shifting the boat, rocking folks, fighting. You see where I'm going with this? I'll pass. I don't trust you on dry land. I ain't going to trust you on no water. I don't do boats. I don't do the shore or the lake, the river. I do not need to stand at the edge of the water, stand on a rock to see what the water looks like. I can stand far away from the water. I don't need to be on the pier to see what the water looks like. See, this is when bad things happen. Let's go walk on the pier. So anybody could just run up and push your ass in a fucking lake. You all don't think about stuff like that. And looking at the boat, yes, it's possible she got thrown over, pushed over, because when you're on the bottom level, you only got with that little short rail. Yeah, you can just be pushed over. People drinking, not paying attention. But I always say there's always somebody that knows the truth. Because usually in true crime, there's always somebody that was an eyewitness. There's always somebody who went back and told what happened, whether it be the killer or, as I said, an eyewitness. Somebody knows what happened to Miss Tamia. And as you heard this gentleman say in his commentary, he hopes they tell the truth. One of the guy who was visiting Memphis in the last audio where he's speaking about the news of the body being recovered. You hope they'll tell the truth. Somebody's going to have to turn on somebody. So let's ask all the obvious questions, scenarios, as I put it on the community page. What level was she on when she went missing? If I'm to believe she left the boat by either being pushed, horsing around, she jumped off on her own, she was hurt, discarded off the boat, she left the boat but met foul play on land and then dumped in the water. She was hurt on the boat, hid somewhere, and then thrown off the boat. Which is it? That's where the problem lies. The who and the how. 21 years of age, a mother of small children, no longer. Children now do not have a mother. A mother does not have a child. And now we have two agencies that have to solve a possible homicide if indeed it shows she was hurt, hit, strangled, beat up, punched. Will they find out this is Miss Taylor and she was pushed, strangled, beat up, hit, has some type of visible head trauma, but being in the water that long, the body would be in bad shape because the climate is warmer down on that part of the region, lower part, southern state. It's warmer there. It's not like you're in cool water, cold ocean. It's warmer there. And everybody knows on the outside elements, when it's warm, the body decomposes quicker and worse. Oh, Lord have mercy. What happened to this young lady? Is she indeed the body that was recovered in the Mississippi River? And will the truth be revealed pertaining to what happened to her, if indeed this is her body? And like I said, if it's not her body, it's still somebody. So either way, it's a tragedy, no matter who the remains belong to. I'm going to put up a poll. I'm going to do it now while I speak, and you have the choice to go check it out. Put up your opinion. What happened to her? And this has to be devastating for her parents, because if indeed, as I said, this is her body, they are really devastated. Have to now tell two children, I believe she has two children, the mother is now alive, and what the hell happened on this boat? If we'd believe something happened to her on the boat. Has the boat been shut down while it's being investigated? I would hate to think it's still operating, the OK Lounge. I don't know, sweetheart. Possibly. They don't want to lose money. They want to get all the money they can before winter gets here. One second, everybody. I'm putting up the poll. All right. Oh, Lordy, let's get the options here. Oh, Lordy. So many options. One second, everybody. From what I understand, Mimi, it never stopped. Wow. All right, everybody. Please go to the community page to take the poll. It is now up. Here is the question. A body was recovered in the Mississippi River on the Arkansas side. If the remains are that of Tamia Taylor, what do you think happened to her? I read my letters too close together. She jumped, fell off by accident, pushed, harmed on boat, then discarded, or she left the boat, met foul play, discarded in river. Amen. Thank God for wisdom. Hello, Amatullah. I don't know if that's pronouncing your name right, Miss Abdul. Would you like to hit the link? You came up here on the panel before to give your commentary. I don't have any brave souls today on a Sunday. Come on, you guys. This is how you make the live go viral and make it count, is to give your opinion. That's why I dropped the panel, is so people can voice their opinion. You do not have to show yourself, but I like to hear people tell me what they think happened, their ideas. It helps to get the information out to the public. And that's why I also do the polls. So I like to hear how people think, besides just people commenting. Please go to my community page to take the poll pertaining to the body discovered in the Mississippi River. If indeed it is that of Miss Taylor, did she jump, fall off by accident, pushed, harmed on the boat, then discarded, or left the boat, met foul play, and then discarded into the river? Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign Big Angie 129 Cash App stickers and chats are welcome during this live stream. Please stroll up to the HTTPS StreamYard, hit that link and join the panel. Give your opinion. What happened to Miss Taylor? We have information that there was an altercation at her house the day before. People had a disagreement. She was obviously upset. She texted a neighbor about the incident. What happened? Who said what? Family there, friends there, co-workers. We now get information that she went to this riverboat cruise with said co-workers. So how many of the co-workers were present at the party? That's what I like to know. We have a victim now, Miss Gwen Michelle. Thank you, Jesus. Gwen, where you calling from, baby?
Hey, Angela,
Hey.
I'm from Mississippi.
Ooh, Lord, have mercy. Thank you, baby.
Thank you for the invite.
You are so welcome. Weigh in, baby.
Okay, so I've been kind of keeping an eye on this case as well, and it's not adding up. Okay, I have a question. Did you see the interview when the neighbors were sitting out in the yard?
Yeah, I played all that. Would you like me to play it again?
Okay. No. You don't have to. I think I came in late, but I caught
That's
it
fine.
yesterday. Now, I have a
played
question.
both. Now listen, I played both. I played the neighbor, and then I went back and played the friend who was on the boat with her. And let me say this, and I'm gonna let you finish. I have a problem with the phone situation because, as I tell people, sometimes the news is meticulous in what they repeat. So what I need to know is, when they reported the original story that she left her phone, did they mean she left it near the bathroom, or she left it with the friends and then they went to look for her? Because this version now, the news is saying the phone was found near the bathroom.
See, we're on the same page.
Okay.
Yes. At first they said she left her phone wherever the friends were supposed to be.
Amen.
I remember that.
Bring it to me, baby.
And then they said she went upstairs to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just like you said, the news is saying that the phone was near the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now there's a red flag. And the neighbor, you remember when he said she texted him and told him to come outside Saturday morning. But he also said he don't know what happened that night at a party at her house. Right. But if somebody texting you to come outside, don't you think that she was telling him what happened? That's not adding up to me.
So you're saying he's not telling everything that she said in the text?
Or either when
or when they met up.
When they met up.
Well, that's what I asked, and that's what I asked the chat earlier. I said, when he talked to her about whatever happened, he said she seemed upset. You didn't see, this is still open-ended. Once again, what did she say?
Exactly. Okay, now that right there got my antennas.
Well, maybe he's the type he didn't want to say exactly.
But he knows
this to this one to that one. But see, that's the reporter's job too. I'm not going to let you leave that open. I'm going to ask you, well, sir, can you tell me what did you say happened? And then it's up to him to say, I'd rather not say on camera.
And then also, during that same clip that I saw, it was a police officer that came. Did you see the police?
Sure. Yes.
That seemed like he didn't have a care in the world about what happened to this.
Deputy Fife just jumped out. Well, I was called for a welfare check. Welfare check? She been missing 2 weeks. What are you saying? Well, I'm just gonna see. Maybe she's sitting outside. Sir, what are you saying?
Yeah. And then my third one was the man. Did you see the one about the golf cart driver?
No. Before we go to that, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Why would you come to somebody's house 2 weeks later for a welfare check? Who called that in? Because that don't make no sense to me. It's almost like somebody called and said, she home. I saw her. See what I'm saying?
It makes none of it is making sense to me. When I say none of it, and then the fact with mom.
Or somebody throwing salt in the wound and trying to make up stuff to take the heat off of them.
Yes.
Because people do that.
Yes.
Oh, I saw her. She was walking down the street.
Now, that's the vibe I got from the golf cart driver. You said you didn't see that part. Okay,
tell me about that.
He was the first one that visibly jumped on camera saying he remembers seeing Tamia that night saying that she was off.
Oh, that's the guy. That's like the taxi service person.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I heard about that. Yeah.
Now, my question is, how would he know her of all them people on that boat, Angela, that, you know?
Well, he said he called them. And see, I had a question about that too, baby.
He sure did.
He said, when I first saw them and I couldn't give them a ride, they would, I couldn't give them a ride and they were drunk. She was drunk. That's what he said. She was real drunk. Okay. So then the second time, this is after they docked. I asked them, do they need a ride? They said no. Okay, I'm gonna go here. If he's telling the truth, why you don't need a ride? If you need a ride to get there.
And who is they? Who was she with? Like,
well, obviously this guy and two other girls. Because remember he said, I asked Quisha Kwan where she at. So that means it was 4 of them. And they all were together smoking and drinking. And he is the one to say she was very drunk. So now we have 2 people saying she was very drunk. She's taking shots before. That's what the friend said.
Sure did. And was already smoking. I remember you right.
Okay. He did. So let's go here, sweetheart. Did you know that there are 2 exits off of the boat?
No, I hadn't dug deep in
that. I got that information. That's why I always read the articles, because the articles always give more than what the news, the news only give you a little bit of what they want to tell you.
Okay.
There are 2 ways off the boat.
Okay.
So let's role play.
Okay.
I've had a problem with these bitches. Excuse my language. I've had a problem with these bitches, these heathens, and I don't want to be bothered. So I pretend to go to the bathroom. Come on with it, Queen. I pretend to go to the bathroom and I exit the boat another way. She gets off the boat. Somebody watches her. Somebody catches up with her from the boat. Hey, what's up? What you get ready to get into? She inebriated, feeling free and funky. Goes with the person and gets dumped in the water on the Arkansas side. You understand what I'm saying? Or met foul play on the boat, got dumped off in the deep part of the water, floated, just came up Saturday on the Arkansas side. Fell off the boat by mistake. Fell off the boat horse playing. Or she jumped. Which is it? And I meant to put that as an option as well, horse playing. I forgot.
Now, It was a video. I don't know if you saw that they show her dancing. Did you see that? Her
That's
dancing.
the one I think last one I played that show
Okay.
where the guy's talking about I didn't do anything, me and the friends didn't do anything. Was that her? Because
I
it was a
think
brief
that's the
caption.
one.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
a brief caption. Okay.
And then also I remember he saying something. See, now it sound made up, this part. He said something about she met somebody and she was talking to some.
Yeah, in the line they
Yeah.
were the same sign, or something, or he was another
That
sign.
right there is not adding up. That to me that sounds like some reflex, trying to deflect, whatever you call it. Trying to put it off on something else.
Okay.
My thing is, okay, I think the crucial part is like, because remember the Coast Guard came and dragged that area Tuesday, Wednesday last week.
Okay.
So if she fell off, it must have been out when they was cruising and not close.
And that's what someone said to me at a birthday function I attended the early part of the week. The guy said to me, he said, how do you know they didn't push her off while they were in the middle of the river where it's deeper, farther out on the cruise? Because when you first see the boats dock, all that looks like lowland water.
It is.
Okay. Because it looks like it's dry. You can even see some hump of dirt where the water has receded down.
Yes.
Okay. So what he said was so important. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, dang, I didn't think of that. You're right. Maybe you're out on a cruise, 30, 40 minutes out, hour, and something jumps off. She pushed over, fell off, however it went. And this is why it's taking so long for the body to float up. Because she's way down deep. When she fell in the water, and now it's got to take a while for the body to float back up. So now we got to ask this part: how far out did they go to where the body would float up on the Arkansas side? Because I know Arkansas is right next to Memphis. I do know that.
Right, and I think that's probably a key in it too, like the actual route of the cruise.
Exactly.
Where they go and but I don't think they putting this much energy in this case just because of who it is. You understand what I'm saying? They not checking current riptide. I don't think they looking that deep into this.
Okay.
I just don't think that they are. I wish
well, you should, because this is if she died on the boat, this was a public venue. And as somebody said in the chat, this is a safety concern as far as a person's safety. Going over, falling over, jumping off, it's all the same. There's parts of the boat where you can actually, step off on a plank and step off into the water if you do that.
And another thing, Angela, notice how quickly they came out. There is no investigation. The very next day, they said that there's no indication she went off. How do you know if no cameras on the boat?
Okay, and that's what I told somebody who commented. I said, listen, I can bring you all what the news has investigated. If you have a problem with the commentary, you take it up with the news. The news has talked to these people who own the company. They said they do not have cameras on the boat. It specifically says in the article, from what we gathered. That means you gathered it from an outside source, not your own. You said, we looked at our own CCTV footage. You don't got to gather anything. So you got information that somebody provided, but that doesn't mean that's the whole truth. That's just what somebody showed you.
Exactly.
And that's nothing. A few minutes of me panning the room, laughing and talking with my friends. See what I'm saying? That's nothing. That's 1% of what the fuck happened to her. If indeed something happened to her on the boat. So I'm going to ask you, Gwen, what do you think happened to her?
Honestly, right now, I'm torn. I think so first of all, I guess they gotta just give us the concrete that it's her, but more than likely it is, because there's so many words so but I would say it's either or. Either she got pushed off or somebody unlifed her and dumped her at another location in the river.
So let's say this. Which one weighs higher? They did it to her on the boat and dumped her, or she got off the boat and then they happened to dump her in the river?
That's what's confusing to me. Nobody can concretely say that she got off except that guy that was driving that thing. I'm wondering why more people haven't spoke on that. Yeah, we saw her get out. It's a lot of people was on that boat. That's the part that's confusing. So more than likely it's leaning toward she didn't make it off the boat.
Okay. So let's say as I pan the boat, because I'm going to put pictures of the boat up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of the boat, which I don't know if it's the back side, front side, however you want to word it. It's got little windows on the first level, the very first level. You got a plank that you could, and it's gated, that somebody could easily push you in that corner, try to roughhouse you and sexually assault you, nobody paying attention, and then push you over, nobody would know, because I looked at the picture just now. Because it's a long railing on the first level, and there's little windows right there in that little corner. So she could have easily just walked, talking with a guy, and maybe got out of hand some words or something, and he could have pushed her up against the wall, sexually assaulted her, and then pushed her over. But then I have to tell myself that means that whole side of the boat would have had to be empty. You see where I'm going?
Facts.
That's where there's a problem. That even if she fell off on the plank on the second level, there's still windows under that level.
Yes, they are.
Nobody would see the body falling off on either level. That's where there's a problem.
And then I'm thinking it's going back to Friday night, that party. They said she had a party at her house. It was a disturbance.
Yeah.
Okay. And the man sat out there in the yard, said it was co-workers and friends.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the mama, remember, she said she had a bad feeling initially. She didn't want her to go to Memphis. I feel like something went down that Friday night.
Like what?
I don't know. She must have got into it with somebody or somebody out to get her, because they keep saying it was a disturbance. What kind of disturbance, though? They won't say what happened.
Well, one of my little friends that's in the chat is I think Vanna's from down there, Memphis, said something, because I don't like doing that he said, she said stuff, especially when it comes to anything about Young Dolph. But is she affiliated with anything nefarious that went on pertaining to the Young Dolph and any of those people who were wrapped up in other robberies and things? I don't know, because I don't want to put that in this conversation. But is it something more going on in her life, and it ended up
now that could be a possibility, because that does open up a whole nother avenue. You're right. Something we know nothing about, but
right? Just some personal business. She was a witness to something. She said something. She's affiliated with somebody who did something, and then they waited till they got her on the boat, or it was a setup. We go to the party, we put her on a boat, and we knock her off on the boat.
True that. She might have know something. Might be a court case coming up with something.
Is there a reason why she moved to this place? Bingo card.
There you go. Yeah. Wow.
Because I said in the beginning, she just moved there. He just said that.
Yeah.
She just moved here from somewhere else. Is it that she saw something, did something, a party to something, aided somebody into something? She got to mingling with these people at the job. They know about some shit that popped off in another town.
Where she work, I wonder. I never heard nobody say
I don't know. Them heathens probably work at a restaurant. Excuse my language. I try to be nasty, but young people, that's more young people working, retail and restaurant work. You don't find a lot of old people doing, work anymore, unless they've been on the job a long time.
I don't know.
Chiefing and you smoking all right.
Yeah. And her mama said something about she sees the good. I don't know. I don't know.
You thinking the mother was throwing out that possibly she was in the wrong company?
I think so. Yeah. I think mama probably knows something was about
she got hooked up with the wrong people.
I think this. I don't think that is a.
She was a bad girl.
Could have been. She got 2 kids at the age of 21.
That's very young.
Yeah, that's young. So. Well, I just pray that the truth come out, because like that man sitting out there in the yard said, he hoped the ones what he said involved tell the truth, so they know something went down. It's just not no accident. I don't think it was an accident.
Well, my thing is, when you living in, that's probably a small area, but it's still connected all into the outside Memphis, whether it's an hour or two, word gets around. You have to be very careful what you say and don't say, on a public platform such as the news, I mean, even here. And It could be she seen something or was a part of something, or she fooled with somebody that was a part of something, and it led to her being hurt on that boat. But my mind would be, why you gotta wait to get to her on a boat? You could have did that on dry land.
To make it seem accidental, probably like what they, well, no, they're not making it seem accidental. I don't know. Just a way to get rid of, I don't know. That could have been, and
Because
they
that's a
probably,
very good way to get rid of it. The fact that you could knock her off on that boat, I ain't trying to be funny, but it's a pretty savvy idea. It's
and
like,
then they probably knew ain't no cameras on there.
Exactly. And I find that's what I meant to mention too. Why do you all not have cameras on a damn boat?
They need to shut it down. You selling alcohol. You know, they need to shut that boat down. If they can't beef up the security after this, but they don't care. They don't care.
I wouldn't go on a boat. I don't fool no river boats. I was
Me either.
asked to go on one earlier in the summer, and I forgot all about it. So I ain't worried about no boat, honey. I can rock a boat right where I sleep. I'm not girl. Let me tell you something. Queen don't do water. You know, I'm that queen that sees a little bit of water on the street, and it's raining and pouring, and the first thing I think of, oh Lord, I hope it ain't no bigger puddle somewhere or a street that flooded, because this is how people drown. And they tell you that. Turn around, do not tread forward. Some fool, I got to get home. Well, go home. You're gonna float home. You getting ready to do you can't tell people nothing. So now you think about a whole mass of water. You can't fight that water.
You can't.
Even if the boat malfunction, people don't think about stuff like that. The boat could malfunction. Now you got to get another boat to tow that boat back to shore.
Yeah.
And that happened years ago with a big old cruise ship. The power went down, couldn't flush the toilets. Toilets were backing up. And I tell people, think about the worst case scenario on a cruise ship. That boat gets stuck, hit. You are on your own out there.
Heck, look at the Titanic. That proved enough for me.
Girl, don't start.
I don't want to go on no cruise if somebody pay for it. I'm telling you, I don't do the water.
And you know, I think about Steve Harvey talking about them cooling the game, wrapping up the cords in the microphone. What you get that for? You get ready to drown. You might as well keep on singing.
You might as well.
You might as well keep on singing. As they said, the band played on.
Yeah. And that's what that boat kept rolling. I just hate it happened, but it's happened, and that should open our eyes. You got, like you were saying earlier, we got to value life and look out for our own well-being, because that's dangerous behavior to even get on something like that. Drinking and on the water, midnight, dark like that. Oh, no.
Yeah. Because let me tell you something. I was sitting outside a little club, and this catered more to young folks. But anyway, I was sitting in the parking lot a few months ago talking to some people. It ain't even been that many months. It's probably been probably a good month and a half. One of the guys who was on the boat last year, he got to fighting on the boat. So the subject matter came up, and he admitted, I was on the boat. Yeah, that was me fighting. Woo, woo, woo. And I remember hearing the stories about somebody offered his woman a drink. A guy offered the woman a drink. He got to fighting on a boat. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. No matter what the altercation is about, that is not the place you want to be tussling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about weight, and weight's gonna shift. You jumping, stomping, throwing stuff. See what I'm saying? And then you fast forward, he's all in my face talking crazy about they got an open relationship. She trying to get her son. I'm trying to get me some. So my mind went back to the riverboat. Well, if you two in an open relationship, the way y'all do what y'all want whenever you want, why the hell was you trying to tear that damn riverboat down last year? See what I mean? Ignorance is bliss.
It's bliss. Yes, it is.
See that right there? A fool trying to infringe on other people's happiness and good time with some nonsense that they brought on that boat, because in the end, she knows herself and he knows himself. And you know you with a fool, right? Pretty girl. She's a pretty girl, but she's with a fool. And whether she sleep with him sometimes, sleep with him on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she knows her situation. And that's what I'm talking about. You took your ratchetness onto a place where it's on top of water. And anything could have popped off. Because who's to say the guy beat his tail up, or whoever wanted to decide to take him overboard? See, that's what I'm talking about. And with this situation with her, we don't really know what happened on the boat. Because what we're getting is, or let me say, are versions. And somewhere the truth is in all of this. He said, altercation at the house. Girl go missing from a riverboat. Don't know if she got off the damn boat, got on the boat. What I want to see is proof that she was actually on the boat.
Yes. Now, didn't her mom say something about a male cousin went up there when the boat docked, when it was over with, and that's when they said she didn't get off? Seems like I remember her mother said in one of the interviews, Tamia's mother said something about a cousin went up there, and then that's when they was telling him that they didn't know where she was. Okay. I don't think she got off that boat. Now, this golf cart driver, that's the only thing that's really...
And see, that's throwing salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Because you get this with true crime. Everybody want to say, I saw her at this and that. Like somebody in the chat the other day said they thought they saw her in Texas sitting outside the Dollar General store. You know what I'm saying?
So what?
A lady commented that she came out the store and saw a girl that had a black jacket on that favored her, and she was looking down. So I thought, well, Texas ain't far from that part. Memphis, maybe she got in the wrong hands, got the wrong type of drugs. They dropped her off somewhere, and she's wandering around, with amnesia. I don't know. Crazy things do happen.
Oh my goodness, this too much. I'm about tired of these cases, though. It kind of puts me in
every day.
Shanquilla. It kind of reminds me of Shanquilla's case with these friends.
Yes, it does. It's a perfect similar situation. Yeah. Only thing about it is it's here in America and it's on a boat.
I don't get though. Well, maybe they have. They're not going to tell us everything. Have they not interrogated those friends?
Well, that's just your thought process. You know damn well they didn't talk to them thoroughly. They've been back and talked to them.
Yeah.
Anything that they posted, said, out of the ordinary, suspect, somebody that went back and said, oh, what's this about?
Yeah. I hope so, because if not, then we really will be clueless.
But see, one thing I've learned, and I say this all the time to people, there is always somebody that knows the truth. So let's say hypothetical, this was a setup, or they decided to do it while on the boat, more than one involved. You're not going to be able to hold the water because most cannot. Somebody that already went and told somebody what actually happened on the damn boat, if indeed something nefarious happened.
And this is a murder case now that they have a body, so definitely the pressure from the come and they're gonna talk.
Well, what if we found out she fell off? No head contusions, no trauma to the body.
Now, Kia, how are they gonna prove that? That's another thing. I wonder how, with no cameras on the boat, that's probably what they're gonna end up ruling it.
Yeah. Because somebody's got to show or prove you saw an altercation, a pushing, a shoving, assault, and then she went missing. You see what I'm saying?
So that's what puzzles me with how quickly they came with the very next day with that statement saying there's no way that they believe that she, fell off with no camera. So how would they just quickly?
Somebody had to go back and say, "Oh, we got video. She was on the boat. Here's a video." See what I'm saying? Here's a video of us partying, blah blah blah. But then they come and say we went to look for her. So they really trusted the word of the three people. Because that's how investigations go. We work from the inside, then out. So we start with what's close to the victim. So what's close to the victim are the friends who went with her and the people on the boat.
But they can't even get the phone part straight, though.
Huh? Well, we got to ask ourselves, did the news not clarify properly? See what I'm saying? So you got to check every box.
Yeah, because they could have reported it one way and got it mixed up.
Because they do that. Right. So that's why I said, did the girl leave the phone with them? Which I told people when I first brought this story to you all, I said, why would I leave my phone on the table? I'm not leaving no phone because people steal phones. And most people have iPhones. So most people know they're going to take that phone probably before they take the damn car keys. Hell no.
Yeah, and if she was that intoxicated, you a true friend, you would have went to the bathroom with her. So they can't say she was so drunk she left the phone.
Only time people go to the bathroom together, usually young people do that double team. Let's go to the bathroom together. But usually when you're grown like my age, I don't need you to go to the restroom with me.
That's true. Unless you just pissy drunk and we together, I'm gonna make sure I stand at the door. Make sure you get this.
I'm gonna ask this then. What did she carry on the boat?
Ooh, good question.
Did she carry the purse?
Good question.
A crossover bag? Because this is gonna make sense pertaining to her leaving the phone. If she's the type of young person that I see running around that love to carry the lip gloss, keys, phone in her hand. So let's say the jean jacket had a pocket. So my keys in my pocket, my lip gloss in my pocket, but my phone in my hand. I'm toe up drunk, girl. I got a TT. I ain't thinking about the phone. I lay it down. See, everything's about assumption.
Well, does she have IG and Facebook? Has anybody looked into that? Did she post anything?
See, I ain't went over there to the live book yet. I'm scared because girl, I really hate because that's how all that BS gets started. Okay. You start going over to the live book and people start, he said, she said, that's when all these nasty rumors, and that's how people get killed, all that Facebook stuff. But see, that's going to help still too, though.
I'm wondering if she made, it's birthday and it post and what she got on. We can see that part.
Exactly. So we're going to wait to see who going to talk next now that the body.
It's getting interesting. Yeah. But you know what, Angela? I'm glad that it didn't drag out.
Yes.
I'm glad that it, it's 2 weeks. So yeah. Because it could have been 2 years and we, still trying to figure out what happened. But so sad. This
is very sad. But see, I always try to talk to young people because, people my age don't listen to nothing. So I try to talk to the young people because maybe, they'll think about listening. And this is always my message to young people. You need to be very careful of the people you hang around with. This popping pills and drinking with people, behind people, leaving your cups, leaving your keys, leaving your cell phone, putting people in your cars, getting in people's cars, going in people's houses, going along with men, women. You don't know people.
Yeah.
You have no idea who you're talking to. And even my age, you can get yourself 6 feet under, get yourself wrapped up in any type of nonsense because you don't know people. And I tell men that too. You all are so eager to come with a woman somewhere, get in her car, come to her house. How you know you come to my house? You don't know I got somebody in the closet, somebody sitting here waiting on you to rob you. Are you that hung up for some sex?
You telling the truth.
You just look at me and say, well, she pretty. She ain't got nothing going on. You don't know what I got going on in here.
Yeah.
And you will follow me.
Yeah.
See where I'm going?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. People get robbed.
Yeah, it really is. It's rough out here. It's not like I'm 46, so times have definitely changed since my days back.
Yeah. Because we still have people who will date rape you. Even at 50, you think a 50-year-old man wouldn't rape a woman? Yes, he would if he's that type of person. Choke you out, strangle you in your own house, car, whatever. I don't know why people don't think that. Like I said, we have all been vulnerable to go with people, places, and not know them well. Because it's no different than if you was moving into a house or apartment and you trying to push a chair in the door and a guy come up and say, "Ma'am, can I help you?" Well, you really want that chair in, don't you? See where I'm going? And he, can I help you, ma'am? And push it in. And next thing you know, we both in here. Now, funny games begin.
Yep. Fighting for your life.
Fighting for your life.
Wow. It's a 46-year-old from Jackson, Mississippi, been missing since July. And ain't nobody really making noise about it. And she, apparently she went off with some guy. She's 46. You think we would know better, but, whew.
Well, Jenny, you can get hurt either way. You don't have to get hurt on a date or meeting somebody out in the street or the apps. I keep trying to tell people that. Stop stipulating about dating how you could get hurt. A sicko is everywhere. If a sicko is on the dating app, you think he still ain't walking around talking to people out in public? You think he don't talk to the neighbors? You think he ain't gawking at the neighbors? He ain't gawking at the women in the at the job? Yes, he is. If he's a wacko everywhere. He go to church, he's a wacko. You see where I'm going? I try to make people understand that because a lot of people like to judge people that go on the dating apps. How are you going to judge them when they're human beings?
Right.
That's not the only place that they are, secretly trying to, do something to somebody or use somebody or steal from somebody. He still has to walk around. He still got to live, have a job. He's probably somebody's father.
But, even now, it's the spouses of folks been married 20, 30 years that's blowing folks' brains out, too. So, evil is just evil.
That's my point, is that people are people.
Yeah.
Don't put people in boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, the people on social media are crazy. Oh, the only people that's on IG or the dating apps. They are still navigating the earth. Besides being on the app, besides being, on YouTube, besides being a commenter on Twitter, they do other things.
Mm-hmm.
And they are anonymous because anybody can put up a meme, a fake profile, a fake picture. You don't know nobody. And they, like you said, could be dating you for years, break up. Like they got a case I heard the other day. The people been broke up for 8 years and now one of them's dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So or the moment you decide you can't take no more, you file for your divorce, then here they come.
Okay. But if we haven't been together in 8 years, why is one of us dead?
Because them old demons stirring up and people got old harbored emotions.
Because maybe we still been dibbing and dabbling in 8 years.
And that's true too. Yeah. And then some people sit and hold stuff so long. And you ever met somebody then they'll bring something up 5 years ago. You remember did this and that, and that's dangerous. I don't like people like that.
Yeah.
Don't deal with me when it happened. Don't be holding this sitting on there.
Oh, so basically you telling the devil to go on and send them to your door.
Yeah, go.
Girl, you a mess.
No.
I enjoy my life. Don't try to kill me 8 years later. Kill me now. Don't kill me, period. How about that?
Right. Sitting up thinking about
take it to the Lord now, Satan. Take it to the Lord now, baby. Get you some therapy. Don't hurt the queen.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed talking to you.
I'm not going to Michelle. You come up here anytime because I'll probably go live later. I want to talk about the Idaho 4. And I want to talk to everybody about the 48 hours segment that aired Wednesday. And if indeed they have the right suspect.
Okay.
Do they have the right suspect? Family members think he was in the house the day before. Which I don't know why.
What's his name? Kohlberger? Brian?
Yeah, Brian Kohlberger. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for all you do. I've been rocking with you since Cupcake. I come around when I can.
But honey, you come up here anytime. You see me in here and you tell me, honey, drop the link. Just say, because these other fans, they don't like coming up here for some reason. I tell people it helps the continuity of the live stream. Yeah. Instead of me just playing audio, reading articles, reading your comments. Because like I tell people, imagine the channels who have a big fan base and they've got 4,000 people, 1,000 people in the chat. Naturally they can't read all those comments.
Right.
Back to back. So it helps if the person say, hey, I want to drop the link. I want to hear your opinion. You come up and you give your opinion. Because people like to hear other people talk instead of reading their comments in the chat.
That's true. That's true. But, I was just a little, I'm not going to say skeptical, but, some content creators don't want other creators on their channel because they think they're trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I was just a little, just like,
Are you a creator?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. But, that's why I said, well, I'm just.
Well, sometimes it just depends. In this business, it's survival of the fittest. So we have all type of shenanigans that go on. Yes, it's true. With other creators, it starts out a good, cohesive talking. And next thing you know, it's some he said, she said, and plotting. And it just gets so out of control. And I tell people, I'm not up here for that. I'm just trying to bring you all the content and breaking news, give you a few laughs, give you a few commentaries, and keep it moving. All that extra stuff, I can get that out here in the street. I don't have to go for that.
Right.
But let me tell you this right here before you go. Mimi in the chat is telling me come to Central Florida. She won't let anything happen to me. Well, Mimi, let me talk to you about that right quick. Somebody just was found in the mouth of an alligator. 13-foot.
I saw that. Yeah.
Well, guess what?
I saw that.
While I was doing my research to get on this live today, lo and behold, The notification, I think it might have came up while I was sitting here live. It says the woman, hold on a minute, because I believe the notification is on my phone right now. Hold on, let me see. Multiple people, hundreds.
Okay. Did they get the bite out the gator?
Wait a minute. How about this? This is the notification I got. The woman whose body has been identified was on trespassing.
What?
Wherever she was. Here, let me Google it right quick. Because I just got the notification. Hold on, y'all. Woman found in alligator's mouth trespassing.
So did he eat on purpose?
Here we go. 7 hours ago. Let's read it. Here we go. Well, you got to remember you're talking about an animal, dear.
They got him trained.
Queen.
They got him trained. Anybody come over here to eat him?
Okay.
My goodness.
Let's
say it.
Wait a minute. Authorities have identified the person found dead in the jaws of a nearly 14-foot alligator's mouth on Friday. Police said in a press update that the victim was 41-year-old Sabrina Peckham, but that the manner and cause of her death have yet to be determined. Her lifeless body was spotted in the mouth of the reptile in the canal by a witness who alerted authorities, and that was an African-American male. He has spoken to the news about seeing the alligator and looking at it, and then finally realizing the alligator had the lower torso part of the body in his mouth. Peckham, who had been homeless, was caught by police in July for trespassing onto county wetland just blocks away from the location. She was later found dead, per court documents seen by Insider. Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said that the alligator was humanely killed with the assistance of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. The Sheriff's Office dive team later recovered the woman's remains. Authorities are yet to determine whether the animal played a role in her death. In a similar incident in March, the body of a 2-year-old boy was found in the mouth of an alligator in a location close to where Peckham's corpse was retrieved. The father of Taylor Mosley was alleged to have put the toddler in the lake by his father from after his mother, Pashun Jeffrey 20, was found dead in her St. Petersburg home with multiple stab wounds. Thomas Mosley was charged in both deaths, according to a police affidavit per CNN. A St. Petersburg police statement said that the Pinellas medical examiner confirmed the child died of drowning. Fatal alligator attacks are very rare. The U.S. generally reports an average of 6 annually per AZ animals. There have been at least 2 known reports of fatal alligator attacks in Florida this year. The state has a population of about 1.3 million alligators. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission estimates. This information is by insider.com if you all need verification. My thing is this. She was homeless. She's pilfering around, whether it was private land or not. You probably are not going to be able to outrun an alligator if he's right up on you or she.
Did you say 1 million alligators in Florida?
1.3 million.
What in the world? That's a lot of alligators.
That's a lot of alligators. And she probably was walking. She could have been sitting. She could have been sleeping. See, we don't know because she's dead. How are we going to know?
Wow.
The sad part is she was trespassing. They told her not to be over there, but she's homeless. So that's probably why she was over. She probably was sleeping or camping out there.
Right. That's crazy.
And I don't think nobody would want to put her on trespassing now because she's dead. So what point would that be? Anyway, what is your YouTube channel?
It's hold on 1 second. I gotta mute just a second.
Oh, that's fine, sweetheart. What are you talking about, Mimi? I did not know that. When her parents look for her,
I'm big. Come on.
Them make sense. Terry, what are you talking about?
Terry, hit the link for a minute.
And what's the name of the channel?
Oh, it's the OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle.
Oh, you're the one that you Miss OK Lounge has been commenting. Okay, thank you, honey.
Yeah. I used to a while back I was Peace and Love when I used to be when Cupcake was out. Cupcake Case, and I met you, I think, through TG.
Okay.
Breaking News. I used to be part of her channel, supporting her, and that's how I remember you from way back then.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Terry, do you have something you want to come up here and say? Because I don't understand what you're saying about her parents went to look for her on the boat. Who you talking? You talking about? Tamia's family?
When her parents went to look for her on the boat, they charged them.
Charged them with what? Disorderly conduct?
I don't know.
Terry, hit the link.
Terry.
I hate when they talk in the chat. I don't understand what they're saying. I don't know.
She said,
I got my grandbabies today. They make too much noise.
I'm out here with my dog. That's why I said, let me mute for a minute.
Now, Terry, you can't step away for 5 seconds to tell us what you're talking about. Because I'm trying to understand.
Calm down, dog. My goodness.
Well, Gwen, I'm going to let you go then since you
I know. I'm sorry. Let me get out.
Okay. That's okay, but thank you for joining us.
I enjoyed and we'll talk again.
We will. Thank you, everybody. That's Gwen Michelle. Thank you so much, sweetheart. All right, everybody. And Terry's wrestling with grandbabies. I'm almost 2 hours in. I'm gonna cut it because that's long enough for a live stream. But prayers to whomever that is discovered in the Mississippi River. The body has now been taken to the Arkansas Medical Examiner. We will wait to see if indeed it is the remains of Miss Tamia Taylor. If I have more information pertaining to the neighbors and any other situations, I'll bring it to you. OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle. Thank you for joining us. This is so bad. What happened to this young lady? If there was an altercation at her house the day before the cruise, does it have anything to do with her disappearance? God forbid this is the body in the river found. Does that altercation have anything to do with it? Is indeed Miss Tamia? Was there an accident? She fell over, pushed over, altercation on the boat. The friends that went with her to this boat, do they have anything to do with her demise if indeed she's deceased? Are they telling the truth? What is the truth? Was she involved in anything nefarious before going onto the boat? Is this reason why she moved to the area she moved to? Is there something going on in her life that she's involved in or witness to or affiliated with somebody that's done something wrong and somebody's looped her into it? See, that's the thing people don't understand about true crime. You don't know people. That's the whole purpose of it being a crime. Because people meet and greet, people do nefarious things, people say nefarious things, people hang with people that do nefarious things, people come from family members that are involved in nefarious dealings, illegal activity, wrongdoing, and sometimes they get caught up. Sometimes there's mistaken identity. Sometimes there's just hate. I did it because I could. And as I've always said to you, don't ask why, ask why not. Because a sadist doesn't care about what you think and the whys and the whos and all that. I did it because I could. I don't need a reason. I don't need a motive. You need the motive. And that is true. Most of us always say, why? Why did he do it? Why did she do it? Satan says, why not? I don't need a reason. I'm evil, don't you get it? And I use people. And I don't pay them anything. And people don't understand that when working for the devil, he doesn't pay you anything. And whatever satisfaction you're getting, it's usually temporary. And if it's long lasting, it's as Miss Gwen has said, well, then they're holding a grudge. And they're satisfied with holding a grudge. And even satisfied possibly after the fact in whatever they've done to a person. But I'm going to say this to whomever harmed the girl, if indeed she was harmed on the boat or off the boat. You better hope for your sake that they don't get any information, law officials, that you harmed her. No eyewitness gives an account and no co-conspirators give an account, because you're going to have to walk around knowing that you hurt the young lady. And sometimes your conscience is worse than people knowing that you harmed, such as law officials, FBI, so on and so forth. You see, because in the end, you have to be able to go to sleep at night. And some of you can sleep knowing you've done wrong to people, done wrong by people. Some people, y'all sleep very well at night. But I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't want that dead girl visiting me. How about that? Checkmate. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign Angie 129, Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Thank you all for the donations. Thank you, Miss Jenny. Thank you, Miss OK Lounge. Thank you all for tuning into this live stream. Join me later for commentary pertaining to the Idaho 4. We will also chop up at a later date this buffoonery pertaining to Kevin Frankie, his wife, Ruby Frankie, and her cohort, co-conspirator, Dirty Bats, Miss Hildebrandt, Jody Hildebrandt. Did she get rid of her husband to be with Jody? Did he leave because he knew his wife was possibly messing around with Jody? Did he leave because he could no longer stomach how his wife was treating his children? And that means he is a cohort in abuse and knowledge of abuse to his children. And I believe he's had knowledge because in the end, as I've always said, he was there for the beginning of this ride into the abyss with Ruby. He is a biological parent of the children, allegedly. So he was there in the beginning. And there's no way he has no knowledge of brutality towards the children. I'd like to know if the children were ever physically abused in his care before he left the family. And this case is the perfect example of not knowing people. Pretty pictures of children, don't seem too happy in live videos. Nice home, money coming in through YouTube, the husband's job, and yet these children were mistreated. The state got involved and walked out and closed the case until a little boy climbed out of a window in southern Utah. That's the point. That sometimes what's right in front of you, you don't pay attention and you don't further investigate. And it's time for state workers to start sitting outside the house like a detective. You want to know what's going on? Sit outside. Don't just go in. Don't give notice when you're coming so people can clean up and pretend that everything's great. Go in, investigate. Check all spaces, sheds, garages, basements, attics. You might find some things you don't like. Sit outside the house. You're telling them, I'll be there on September 29th. Show up on September 27th, 28th. See, you can learn a lot by watching. And my daddy always told me that. Sometimes it's best to just listen. Don't say anything. See, if you sit outside of a person's house that's being investigated for child abuse, child neglect, animal neglect, you can sit outside the house and get all the information you need without even having to go inside of the house. Because usually when people are up to nefarious business, they do a lot of shuffling and moving around. And you sit outside, you can see a lot of that going on. And you also can learn what's going on inside the house if you just pop up and knock on the damn door. Hi, we're from the State Department. Can you let us in, please? We're here on the allegations of child abuse, child neglect, animal abuse, so on and so forth, elder abuse. Oh, you can't come in right now. Why not? This is mandatory, ma'am, sir. Let me in. Oh, I'll go get the police. And if it's a serious case of something going on in that house, probably won't have time to clean it up. Do due diligence. Pay your workers more money, and maybe people will major in social work in college. And we'll have more social workers that can work cases. Hire more investigators if need be. Because maybe you're not training the social workers properly to know what to look for. Thank you all for your time. You have been listening to The Vault XL.